Hey everyone, it's Nico from the blog documentingsimpleliving.com, where I talk about learning to live simply in the modern world. It is finally early spring here in the UK, and what that means for us is that there's an abundance of wild garlic blooming at the moment. So I thought today I would make a batch of vegan wild garlic pesto and show you how to do that too. Wild garlic tends to grow in shaded areas and areas that are close to a waterway or river or that sort of thing, so damp soil. The most important thing that I want to say right off the bat is that when you are foraging for things like wild garlic, it's really important to have a 100% positive identification of the plant. And so you can do this by using different apps, you can do this by consulting experts, because there are plants, for example, that look similar to wild garlic that you don't want to eat. And so having that 100% positive identification is just obviously fundamental to being able to eat what you're harvesting. So to make this vegan wild garlic pesto, you'll need a good handful of wild garlic leaves, and you will also need about 2 cups of basil leaves. The first thing that you're going to want to do is to wash your wild garlic leaves and then clean them up a bit. So cut off the roots if you pulled any roots and make sure that all the dirt is removed. And then add them into your food processor. Next, add about 2 cups of basil leaves into your food processor. I also add a clove of garlic to this pesto just for some added punch. And then add about a 1/2 cup of walnuts or pine nuts. I tend to use walnuts because they are less expensive and more easily found, at least where we live. Also add a pinch of sea salt and a pinch of black pepper as well. Then add the juice of 1 lemon. And then blitz everything in the food processor until it's really well combined. And then add about a 1/4 cup of olive oil, but just see how it goes. If you want yours a bit more liquidy or not as liquid, pour in a little bit and stir it in and just keep adding until you're satisfied with the consistency. Don't worry too much about the exact measurements. If you want to know exactly how I made this pesto, you can go to the link in the description, which will take you to a printable recipe card, and you can see the exact measurements there. But, pesto is also something that you kind of throw ingredients together and then taste test as you go. Now, to store the wild garlic, I put it into a sealable glass jar and then into the fridge. It will store in the fridge for about 2 weeks. In an airtight container. You can freeze this as well, which is what I usually do. I usually make a big batch and then freeze half of it so we can enjoy the taste in the winter months as well. To do that, just put it into a freezer safe container and it should last about 2 to 3 months. And to thaw it, just pull it out and put it into the fridge overnight. You can enjoy the pesto as a pasta sauce. You could make homemade pasta and put this pesto on. That would be really delicious. Or you could use it as a pizza sauce. So if you're making like a sourdough pizza at home, you could put this as the pizza sauce. You could add the pesto into a soup for added flavor. There are tons of ways to use up and enjoy this delicious vegan wild garlic pesto. Thank you so much for stopping by today, and I will speak to you in the next Documenting Simple Living video.